Pregame.com.
Monday Night Football wraps up this week's card. We got the Chiefs at Pittsburgh to battle the Steelers. PregameLines.com says Pittsburgh is a 12-point favorite with a total of 42. And Brian, 2 nights a week, Vegas Runner is on First Preview Radio with me as the co-host, and every night at least once he says, "Gonna sprinkle a little something on the money line on the underdog." I got a feeling that you're not going to sprinkle a little something on the underdog in this one.
Piss on that dog. We talked earlier about Dallas and Philadelphia, two teams you can't trust. You can't trust Kansas City, and believe me, I've lost enough money on Kansas City this year. In every game they played this year, they've had a double digit, pretty close. They've had a turnover margin negative of -2 or more. One game they didn't, they lose that game by 28 points. This is not a good football team, and we get to watch them on national TV here. And even better, Romeo Cornell with extra time to prepare. Good
point. Think about that.
Yeah, this is ridiculous at this point. I mean, is there anybody out there, and we do this for a living, if you talk to anybody who's going to play the Chiefs here, the line's sitting at 12.5. This line's going to close 14 once the public gets involved on Monday Night Football. And Todd Haley was the coach of Kansas City 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Kansas City Chiefs are 10-6. He gets fired. Now he's the offensive coordinator at Pittsburgh. One of our friends, Joe Fortenbaugh, pointed this out. He hates Kansas City. He's so upset about getting fired. He's looking to run up the score here, which is all well and good until you think about who do they play next week. They play Baltimore on a short week. I'm going to play Pittsburgh here, but in my finale here, I think I got a better way to play this.
Sounds good. Looking forward to that. I want to hear about that. But you're right about Todd Haley, and a lot of people misjudged Todd Haley, and they said, "Oh man, just doing a bad job in Kansas City." Now that we know how bad Kansas City is, Todd Haley doesn't look that bad as a head coach, and I'm sure there's a few fans sitting on their tuchus at Arrowhead Stadium every week that would be very happy to have Todd Haley back on the sideline. I'm stealing that line, by the way, about Romeo Cornell. But, Marco, at one point this season, a few games ago, the Kansas City Chiefs would outgain their opponents at least. They would lose because of the high amount of turnovers going against them. But now they're not even doing that. They're terrible on the opposite side of the football, even when they hang on to the football.
It's a dead man walking, Romeo Cornell, he's going to be gone. The question is, will they pull the plug mid-season, during the season, or are they going to wait till the end of the season? It's done, and he's lost the team. They have no confidence. The quarterback, Matt Gallagher, he's only in there by default right now. The Brady Quinn experiment didn't even get to experiment because he got hit in the Oakland game early in the game. I think he threw 4 passes and got a concussion, hasn't been back since. They probably asked him, "Where are you at?" And he says, "Please, anywhere other than Kansas City." So they're not putting them back in. It's bad for them, but the perfect storm would have been if the Steelers didn't have Baltimore next week. You could take the rubber bands off and just send it with both hands, but you gotta. How much do they want to? Are you going to risk getting hurt? Are you going to? You're going to get people out of there. You're going to run the ball. But right now, that's a good thing. If the Steelers have a lead and they're running the football late in the game, that's a good way to protect the lead to avoid getting backdoored. So that's something to benefit. And in case you haven't noticed, and I know I'm a homer, but if you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, the last 3 weeks, this team has gotten better each and every week. And what's happening, and the key to it, the running game's working, but the running game's working because this offensive line is finally gelling.
Everybody's getting healthy.
They're getting out, but remember, they got young guys on this offensive line too. They're learning the position. It's there now. This is going to be a team that you're not going to want to face at the end of the season.
I said something the other night on the show. I think it was probably the Sunday night recap of last weekend, and I said, to me, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be the best team in football by the end of this season. I really believe that. Anyway, enough of the small talk here. Free play, Brian.
All right, if you're playing the Monday Night Football, I think there's only one way to look, and that's Pittsburgh. But this is what I'm going to take a look in this game. Based on Haley's comments, wanting to run up the score here, he's going to want to run up the score when it matters, and that's in the first half. So I'll be playing Pittsburgh in the first half, probably get something like an 8 or something in that effect. And then the second half, I'm going to take a look at playing this game under, because I'm assuming Kansas City's not going to score a touchdown. The only time I score a touchdown is the last second and kill me in that game against San Diego last week. They're not going to be able to score on Pittsburgh, so it's going to be a situation. The defense is very proud. Defense will play very good this entire second half, and the offense will just want to get out of there, get healthy. With Baltimore coming coming up in 6 days. First half Pittsburgh, second half under. That's the way I'm going to take a look at it.
Sounds good to me. I'd bet you that Dick LeBeau's not staying up all night worried about Romeo Crennel having an extra week off to prepare that offense.
One quick stat.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Pittsburgh has won 14 straight Monday night games at home.
Outstanding. What's the spread? Do you have the spread?
I don't have the against the spread.
You're going to lay the 2001
I'm going to do money line.
He's going to sprinkle a little something on the money line. Anyway, that's going to do it for us this week here at pregame.tv. Don't forget, videos start rolling out as soon as Wednesday night for the new week of action. And don't forget to listen to First Preview Radio Sunday night through Friday night, 11 p.m. Pacific time, archived daily at pregame.com. Stick around for more of that and the videos coming up in just a few days. We're out of here.